Hello everyone, this is Witchy Stitchnbutton, and I didn't look at the date before I pressed start. Today is May 14th, and this is Flosstube number 182, and we have a lot to catch up on. Coffee. Nice and fresh. I have a stack of stuff. I have giveaway winners. I have another giveaway. I have a little bit of crochet, a little bit of organizing, 2 finishes. I don't think I started anything, no. But I did do a good amount of stitching. So let's go into it, get into it. Words are a problem. All right, so fun fact, I was watching a show. I really like watching Discovery Channel, mostly for the true crime, but I also like Josh Gates and stuff like that. And did you know the glowworms only are located in New Zealand? There you go. Now you do. What's been going on? I have 2 finishes, guys. And I had so much stuff sort of stacked around, I didn't get to pull it out of the bags, but I did unzip them first. So let's get into that. I went and looked at my stuff and I was like, I can finish these. And I did. So one of them is Halloween Town. And if you've watched me before, you know that I decided I didn't want to stitch the whole entire long thing, and I sort of broke off and left out some houses but put in some other things. So this is Halloween Town by Madame Chantilly. Here's my flosses that I had with it. And this is stitched on a 32 count linen. And look, I didn't even get my board, guys. Okay, my board. And here is what I finished with. So I had chopped this off. I still have to cut it down. I don't know how I want to finish it. I don't know if I have a board big enough to put it on. I will look though, because I have a bunch of those boards from April Taylor. So what did I do? I left out all but 3 houses, put a couple trees in. I went and put in some pumpkins, and now they're all supposed to be the same shape, but the way I was trying to fit them in, it didn't work well. So I made them my own shape. And then I put the cat, I took that and moved that over and just put him where I thought he'd look good. And then I decided to freehand a moon. It looks almost like ghostly colors to me. And I started in the gray, and for some reason I picked up white when I went down, and I decided to leave it because I kind of liked it, because the moon doesn't always look the same shade from top to bottom, right? So that was a freehand moon. I just sort of stuck it in there. And I put 1 star. I thought about maybe putting another star, but that's enough. Enough is enough, right? And I do have bat charms. Maybe I'll add a bat charm later. We'll see. But that's where I decided to call it a finish. And I put the year. I don't think I put my initials. No, I just put the year in the green, so you can barely see it. But I'm happy with the finish. Now I just got to FFO it. I have 1 more FFO to do. Oh, I have to grab that, by the way. Because this month on Whitgo, we got 2 numbers. They were 5 and 19, and my number 19 had my daughter picked it. It was holiday or season. She picked potions and spells. Number 5 was anything, and that was Laurel, and she picked ugly birds. Under 19, I also had to do 2 FFOs. So there's that. Got 1 finish here. Put that in here. Put that over there. Slowly getting some of those finishes out that I said I could finish this, and apparently I can if I stitch, right? I'll put that in there. Okay. The other finish. That was 1 of 2 designs in this Harvest Hunt. This is Harvest Hunt by Brittycup design, and it's Brittycup. I started with this one, and that one is called Kitty with Ghosts. So the other one's called Kitty on Pumpkin, and I'll start that eventually. I do have the fabric pulled out for that. These are fabrics that I hand painted in a workshop with Vicki Clayton years ago. And it's 18 count. And I don't know that I used all of the called for threads. I may have, or I might have been pretty darn close if I didn't have it. And there we go. It is finished. That little white mark in there, I backstitched real tiny. I did the year. So that's a finished also. And again, I have boards, so I want to try to start using some of those boards. I know I bought a lot of boards that are Halloween-esque, so this might go on one. We'll see. I don't know. See what inspirations I get. So now, while that's done, I still have the other one. So I need to start this one eventually. And I still have my working copy printed here because both charts are on the same page. And this is the other fabric. This is the green one that I painted. And my BFF Gina has the other piece because we split it. So that I finished on the 2nd, and then I'll put the stitch count for the other one on this card. It looks like between the two, I took 2 days to finish it, and in those 2 days I did 1,400 stitches for the finish. Not bad. I was motivated. And I'm pretty sure they're pretty much the same colors, so I kept all the same colors on the ring. So, a finish. Finish number 2. And then my FFO. So last video I had a finish, and it was bobbin, and I decided to FFO them. This is that pearl cotton. I think I picked 814. That's the pearl cotton. I put, it's called double-sided framing tape, and I put it on the spool itself. And I know I could have made it look sparse or something like that, but I just decided to use the whole skein and just wrap it around. And that's where I came. Now, I feel like I could have sewed him a little. I should have given him a little bit more border. I don't know why I didn't, because you can't even see his feet. But he's still adorable, and he's just sitting on my shelf now. I put this little plaid on the back. So he sits up on the shelf up there on my windowsill. Those are finishes. I have giveaway winners, and then I'll do a giveaway later. So let's go with who won what. I had 4 charts, and the first one I have here is Freedom. That's this chart with the charm, and Mrs. Bobbin Lacer won this one. I have your address. Next one up is Free Summer. This one was for Summer House, and that is Kelly Quinton, K. Ross. And I have Kelly's address. Then this one, the keyword was patches, and Char J won this one. I have your address. And then there was one more, and that is keyword drum. And that one is, I'm not sure. I don't think I have your address. The winner is Carols, Carols 3090. I looked in my files and I don't see anything. There is a link below for a Google form. You can fill that out and or email me. The email is also in the description box below. And just let me know who you are so I can send this out to you. Alrighty. So I will put those there. As you know, if you've been watching me, you know I've been rearranging things and slowly figuring out new organizational things. One of the things I did was I bought these hangers. It's a set of 2. I think I got them off of Temu for a couple of dollars. And it was a set of 2, and they both came like this with this extra hook here. I just put the hook on there just for the sake of not losing it. But it's a belt. It's a belt hanger, right? And I bought it going, I could use that for something. And last night I had an epiphany. And I put my Silks For You on it. So I put one on each side of the hook, and it did get a little crowded, but that's okay. Matter of fact, this one came on the wrong side of the hook. Get on your own side. Okay, so that's where I'm at with those. There's all the colors that I have there. And I have 2 of these hangers. Now the only thing I need to do is, screw that in. I want to cover them for dust reasons and sunlight reasons. I don't want, while they don't sit in full sun or anything, it's just better off if you just cover them. So what I'll do is hang this over somewhere. I'll hang it here for now because it has to go back in the closet. What I'll do is I'll make a cover for it. If for some reason you like that idea, I mean, you could use a regular hanger, which I did have them just on a hanger. The only problem with that is if you knock the hanger, they all slide down to one side. So that's why I chose to do it with this. And I'll make a cover for it out of some extra fabric I have. If you don't have the fabric for it, or don't want to make one, you could always get a old pillowcase out of your closet, or go to the thrift store and get a cheap pillowcase for like $1 and just cut a hole in the top and pull it over, because that works too. So there's just a little tip on some organization. I'll slowly get it there. Maybe I'll never get it there, but I'm figuring things out as I go along. What's next? I went and got my glasses. I think I told you that I went and got my eyes examined, and what we found is I need readers and far away, but I don't need anything for every day, just seeing the camera or seeing the screen right here. So I decided not to go bifocals. I decided to just get a pair of glasses that I'll put in the car, because that's the only time I use them. And then I'll keep my readers, which are a 2.0. And I could probably go up to 2.25, he said. But 2.0s seem to work for me for now. And we got my glasses, and here they are. Now, when I put them on, the screen is blurry because it's a little too close. But they're really good for seeing far away. And I had the ones with the metal ones before with the nose pads. They were getting uncomfortable for me, so I decided to go with this plain plastic. Plus, they're affordable because it was getting expensive enough. I didn't have insurance to cover any of it, so I had to pay out of pocket. And if you look, it's got a little bling. A little bling. So now they will go in the car. And they gave me a case to put them in, but I don't think this case came with these glasses. It's kind of tight. But I'll take them out of the case, and I have one of those things in my car, little eyeglass or sunglass holder, so they'll just go in there anyway. So yay for seeing. Oh, and by the way, I found my old prescription from 2011. That was the last time I got my eyes checked before this. So 14 years ago almost. And it's the same prescription for far away. It's the only difference is I need close up now. Not bad for getting old, right? So now more stitching. Let's go into more stitching. I think I did a good amount of stitching this time. This go around this fortnight. And I'm throwing stuff. This is why I usually pull all this out ahead of time. So, next up is Potions and Spells. That was a Whipco call. Here it is. It's from Autumn Lane Stitchery. I bought this one off their website so I could do the PDF thing, and I was able to put it in Markup XP. Potions and Spells. I ended up doing almost 600 stitches on this. Just short of 600 stitches because I was enjoying the stitch. And this fabric is 28 count Yorick for opal linen from Under the Sea Fabric. This opal linen, not my favorite, by the way. It's a little too close together. Well, the threads seem to be smushed together. And here we go. This is how far I got. What did I work on? I worked on this magical swoosh, this piece of black, and that star or sparkle, and that's almost 600 stitches. This thing is very stitch heavy, so it's going to take a minute to get it done. But I'm glad I got the progress I did, and it was enjoyable, except for in here, I ended up having to frog about 100 stitches when I realized I was off by one line of stitches. It's fine. It got done. I thought about just flubbing it, but it would have been too much later on. So it needed to be fixed. Don't know when this one will come back out again. I think I need to pull it out and do, I think I wanted to do at least 700 for the year on that. So it'll have to come out by the end of the year. I don't know how much I'll get done. I might just finish up the stitches I need and put it back. We will see. Maybe I'll enjoy the stitch and throw in a whole bunch more again. This one I just finished stitching on last night. And this is Ugly Birds by Ciro Marchetti. And I bought this from Heaven and Earth Designs. I think it was actually gifted to me. And it is the story keep, so it's only a portion of the big picture. And you know, I love Ciro Marchetti. And I am stitching this one on 25 count easy grid 1/1 full cross. I have it on my quantum frame. Oh my Gunner. Yeah, no. Be glad you can't smell the air that just came out. Alright, let's put this, I'm gonna or unroll that a bit. And there you go. That's how far I got on Ugly Birds, and I ended up sort of doing the typewriter method. I want to fill in the little fiddly parts up here, since when I started out, I was in a Q-snap and I only was doing this area here. And then I put it on the quantum frame and I realized I had to do it across the top and start working down. And that's what I started doing. I ended up making my way all the way over to the side, which was a very happy moment for me, even though it's only this wide. And I am slowly filling things in. So I'll grab one and I'll work down, and I'll grab one and I'll work down. I prefer to be able to use the whole entire thread, but there have been a couple instances where there's only a couple and that was it. So right now, as it stands, I only have a few stitches here, and I'll have that very first row done. I think that is that a stitch. That might be one too. I'm not sure. Can't see for right now. Anyway, so I'm happy with my progress though, because I did all of whatever was in the top of this birdhouse and then started moving down. As you can see, I semi-park. I don't park all the time, just sometimes. And I filled in a whole bunch of little things in here, a lot of the aqua blues in here, and this area here. I ended up doing, I was supposed to do 300 stitches. I did a little over 600, about 625, because it needs it. I need to do 2,000 for the year. So the 625 was a better dent towards the goal. And I don't know why I set goals, because half the time I don't reach them. But can't stop dreaming, right? Alright, put this back in here. Side note, I found that I really like Ciro Marchetti's stuff. So I went to look to see if anybody else besides Heaven and Earth Designs carries any cross stitches. I didn't find any. So if you guys find any, let me know. Alright, what's up next? Next bag is, this was part of the Whippy Gories from Sammy J, and I used this for nautical. I needed to do, I don't think I needed to do 300, but I needed to do some, and I ended up doing 208. Okay, there's the picture. This is Ship Concordia from Ronnie Rowe. It's one of the Pen and Ink series, and he suggests 413, I believe, but I'm doing mine all in 310, and I'm just stitching it on white 18 count Aida. And I'm happy with how it's turning out so far. This right here is the first page, so I'm trying to work on finishing that first page so it goes up some more. There's a whole bunch of this stuff in here, so I need to finish. I need to finish coming up, and yeah, I'll probably have to count from over here or something, or I might go into that second page until I make it up here and then move back over, because I'd rather do that and count it correctly instead of guessing and it not lining up later on. But I need to get more progress on this. It's not a hard stitch, although I put it in, I scanned it and put it into my Adobe Acrobat so I can see the symbols better, because they're very small. I'll show you small. They're very small, and it's all X's. And this is because this is one of his older ones from 2013. The quality isn't as good as far as being able to copy it and scan it in and stuff like that. So I wasn't able to get it into markup XP. It's okay. It just takes me, it's slower stitching, but I use my Adobe and highlight as I go along, and that's not too bad. I also worked on Vader. Vader I used for, let's see, I think I used Vader for last month's prompts. Yeah, I think it was for one of last month's prompts. And there he is. This is by Stitchery on Etsy. I am stitching him on 36 count linen from Vicki Clayton, and I'm stitching 1/2. There are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors in this whole thing. I ended up doing about 806 stitches in about a 2-week span. There we go. What did I work on? This time, I worked a lot in here. I did a lot of the black and dark blues over here, filled in a whole bunch of stuff. And then I had also worked some of the grays in here and moved down. So after I worked over here, I was like, okay, time to bring this side down. So I moved over and just started filling stuff in. I'm not trying to move too far down before I get the whole, I'd rather just try to keep it all even. But I'm happy with how it looks. He's one of my oldest whips, or is one of the oldest ones. So that's why I've been trying to get more stitches in on him. I started him in 2018. He might be the oldest one. He does go into Pattern Keeper, so that's pretty nice. Before there was Pattern Keeper, it was a little bit harder for me to keep track of the stitches. It's a lot easier, you know. What else did I work on? I worked on Philly Special, and that was for the New to You category from Whippagories. So I had never stitched on a Spooky and Steve, and this is my Philly Special. I had started this. I started right before the Super Bowl, and I know I finished the word Philly during the Super Bowl. And there aren't that many stitches in it. So I need to just get her done. And I worked on the word special. I am stitching this one on 28 count Monaco. I think it's just like a cream color. And there we go. So I did the, I started the word special and got it almost halfway finished. I ended up doing 321 stitches in, did I not mark that? No, that was in February. I didn't mark down my stitches. Oops. I forgot to mark my stitches on my card. I don't know how many stitches I did. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I did that many. However many this was. How about that? After that, it's just the play that I have to do. Little X's and O's and one little football. This one I have in Markup XP. That I do know. And my last whip that I worked on was Maurice, my Christmas moose from Pana. It's a kit. I replaced the fabric with Murky from Picture This Plus, 32 count, because they give you 16 count fabric, and that's kind of important because they give you the threads, and you will run out if you're not using the right count. So here he is in all his glory. Let me put him on this board. There he is. What did I do? Well, he's got a whole ear, so he's no longer Maurice Van Gogh. And it's outlined. I did the back stitch. I did a whole bunch of back stitch in here and some back stitch you can't see. So the only, and I think I started working up the other antler. The only thing I need to do in the center part at this point is the little hairs that stick out, the little back stitch hairs that stick out, which I think I'll just knock those out next time I pull him out, because then it's all in the antler, because there's some more back stitch somewhere in here that I can't do until the other stitches are done. He is moving right along. He looks so good. Look at that. One antler left. It's crazy how many stitches are in here. It doesn't look like it is, but it really is a lot. And I don't know that he'll come out for the rest of the month. We will see. Probably not, because I still have a bunch of stitches to do on animal magnetism. I sort of have not been wanting to stitch on that. I don't know. I guess because I'm in half stitches and I'm not feeling it. I'm in a part that I have to, if you do a dimensions, especially the charts and charms, it's multiple colors, but it's hard to photocopy so you can actually use it. And maybe they do that so for copyright reasons. I don't want to mark on it because it's not in print anymore. So if I start marking on it and ruin it before I finish it, then I won't be able to read it. So when I work on it through my Adobe Acrobat, plus the printed out copy that I have, plus sometimes I even have to refer back to the original. It's driving me crazy. All right, so I have another giveaway to do. I went through, because I have a whole bunch of stuff that's sitting here and I need to get rid of it. Giveaway rules. If you live outside of the US, if you will pay for the shipping, I will send it to you. The shipping is expensive, and unfortunately, I just can't do it for right now. And I feel bad. Trust me, I do. But don't say giveaway, be over 18, and I have, whether you enter the giveaway or not, if you want to, there is a form it's a Google form. It's in the description box below, and if you fill that out, then I'll have your information, and it'll be easier. I can get it out as soon as possible. So the first one I am offering is this Dimensions Gold Collection Petite. It is not the whole kit. It does have a needle. It does not have the fabric. It's got the remnants of the thread. This was given to me. It's got the remnants of the thread with the numbers on it, so you can match it up. I figured that'd be good to match up to your own DMC. But it's the chart. So you get the chart and a needle and thread to compare. And if you want to try to win this, go ahead and comment with the word T, T-E-A-T. Next up is Sweet Nothings. This one's called Homeward at Last, and it's from JBW Designs. And it is a really cute chart. I don't know. You see it a little bit better there. So if you would like to win this one, you can enter by commenting with the word home. Then I have, is this? Oh, it even has a charm. I didn't even realize it. I have this Fairy Wool in the Wood, and it is ABC of Pirate 2023. It's cute. I'd rather share it with somebody else. I don't think I'll stitch it. So if you would like to try to win this one, the keyword is ship. Ship. Then for those that would like to do a full coverage, here is one available. It's Sun and Moon from Cross Stitch Collectibles. This is the paper copy, guys. And if you would like to try to win this, the keyword is Sun, S-U-N, Sun. And then I have one more, and that is this cute one that says 5 cents watermelon seeds, and it comes with a button that goes in there. It's not very much stitching. I bet you it's only a few hundred stitches. So if you would like to win this, the keyword is seeds, S-E-E-D-S, seeds. And I will draw a winner next video in 2 weeks. What do I have now? I have some crochet. I have some things that came in the mail. I have plans. And I have a problem closing this box. Okay, there we go. Plans and things and stuff and okay. Crochet. I decided I felt like trying to do a tank top. Not for me, because me and a little crop top is not going to work. But my stepdaughter. So I had downloaded 2 free patterns. These ones are, what's the name of her? For the frills.com. Let me double check. Yeah, F-O-R the T-H-E. Frills, F-R-I-L-L-S.com. And she has a whole bunch of free patterns on her website. What I ended up copying what was on the page and making it into a PDF so I could print it out instead of having to refer back to the page all the time or keep on having to watch the video. So she chose, out of the 2, was this mesh tank top. And I have cotton thread, which is, I forget what it's called, Dishy. I don't know where I got it from. It might be We Crochet. And I literally just started. I wanted to make sure that I picked the right hook, so I just started the ribbing. And that's all. That's as far as I got. And that's because I didn't want to get too far into it, because I'm trying to finish my 2 other projects. I don't need my crochet projects as bad as my cross stitch projects. 1, because trying to store it all. 2, because it's harder to just pick up an old crochet project that's more in depth. Now, as far as a corner-to-corner Afghan or something like that, that's easy to pick up again and figure out where you left off. But with stuff like that, I just can't. The other thing I have been working on, I put in 3 skeins of yarn just this past week. Matter of fact, I did a whole one yesterday. And that is my Afghan for my bed. This thing is taller than me, and I'm almost 5'9", so I bet you it's about 6-7 feet tall. No, it's gotta be, yeah, it's gotta be about 7 feet long. Anyway, it's gonna fit my queen size bed, and because I couldn't find this color that's discontinued. I decided just to use the Aran Fleck, and so we have, and that's the halfway point anyway, right? So the one half has stripes, the other half is going to be solid. Oh my goodness. And let me see. That's how far I got into the decrease. We're getting there. We're past the halfway point. And it's huge and it's unwieldy. I am also giving myself another project to do, guys. I have a bunch of Eagles jerseys, and some of them don't fit right, or they're getting worn out, or something like that. So what I decided was I bought a hoodie. It was only $15 on Amazon, and so I bought a hoodie, and I am going to go ahead and cut out pieces of it, like the number and the name and stuff like that, and repurpose it onto and make my own personalized hoodie, and one for Frank too. So, what's next? I did get some stitchy kindness. I got a card from Karen, and she is a viewer here, and she sent me a little card. I think she won a project bag. And the thank you gifts was not necessary, but it's appreciated. And I don't think I have any of these colors. She sent me a nice little card with a note and these 5 Weeks Dye Works threads. I am no good at doing this, am I? Presentation is everything. All right, there you go. That's good fall colors, aren't they? So they will go in my hoard, in my stash of Weeks Dye Works. I need to put little holes in the top. I wish they would make the tag just slightly bigger so you can put a hole in the top without going through the name. That's another thing I did. I made a whole bunch of floss drops. I take cards like this cute card. What I'll do is, because it's a little bit thinner, I will glue it together. I'll glue it closed, and then I'll make floss drops out of it after it dries. And I did that because I got an order of Silks for You. A couple people and I got together to order Silks for You because you share the shipping, right? And I made tags. I have a tag punch for the top, and then I have a set of 3 different sizes, and this is 2 of the sizes for the round punch. And these are cards that people that you guys have sent me. That, and there's some that I just made. I made a whole bunch out of a mini. Somebody sent me a mini calendar. Matter of fact, it was Belinda Aussie Stitcher. It was from the 2021 calendar. It was a mini one that had cute Australian birds, and they were drinking tea, or they had teacups or tea bags and stuff. So I was able to cut those up into floss drops and put them for the next time I need them. So what did I get? I got Silks for You. There's a reason behind this, by the way, because I was looking at this ink circles, and it is the Modestly Sized Red Ship of Life. And it's huge. As modest as it is, it's still huge. And I have fabric for it. I have got a piece of crypt cloth. It's a 1/2 yard from Lap and Loops that I'm going to put it on. And I already had PR 34, but I'm not sure it was going to be enough. So I ordered more PR 34, and they are the same color. Because sometimes if you don't get the same dye lot, they're not going to be the same. So what I wanted to do was preemptively get another hank. That way, if they were a little different, I could sort of intertwine them together while I'm stitching. Excuse me. Now, that being said, I've got those in there, right? But it also needed a blue. Hang on. Oh, please, let me put this in here. So I need a blue to go with that because there's blue and there's a blue banding at the top and at the bottom. So I eyeballed it. By the way, if you're interested, this is PR34. If you like that red, that's PR34. It's a good rich red. And then I decided on PR207 for the blue. Now this is not as dark as the one that's in there, but I think it's going to work. I think it'll work just fine, especially since it's just a banding. And I like that blue. I don't know that she had an even darker blue. I don't remember. Maybe they did. I like this one. If it doesn't work later, I'll pick it out. Once I start stitching, then I can always pick it out and pick a new one, right? So, matter of fact, get rid of the noisy bag. I gotta put all that in the bag. Oh my goodness, guys. I might have to put this in my bigger bag that I have back there. It's good enough for now. So, I also got, if you remember, a while back I purchased the Long Dog fish and chips, and then another one, so they go together. And what I'm thinking is natural to be like bones, like fish bones and stuff. So I figured natural on a good blue, on a good sea blue of some sort. And this should do both of them because they're smaller in theory. But I went with natural. It's just a good bone white color. And that can go on my hook. I don't need the bag. And then PR070 because it's black, and who doesn't need more black? I have some black, but I have plans in the far future, so I got more black. And then one of the people had wanted to get a half hank, and because I'm lazy and did not want to email and ask for a half hank and then wait for that in order to put my order in, I just I paid for the other half of the hank. So I ordered a whole hank and we split it. This is PR035. Matter of fact, this is for Sebastian from B's and T's. He is doing You Belong to Me in this color and was afraid he might not have enough, so wanted to get a half hank to cover just in case. So I said, I will hoard another half hank. Why not? I ordered something a while ago. It came in, but there was a little discrepancy. It's from PNB. Oh, what are they called? I will tell you in just a second. It's on Etsy. And this is not a rant. This is not a complaint. This is actually a compliment to them because I placed an order. Where is it? Purchases. PNB Making Memories. They make wooden items. So I ordered the frame, the magnetic frame for the larger Mill Hill kits, and I have tested it fits in there, and I think I showed you guys. Well, I ordered one for me, one for Gina, and when I got it, they put a space in between the stitch and button, but that's not my name because I don't put that space in there. And I contacted him. Pam got right back to me, was so sorry, said he was a little distracted because unfortunately his father was sick and he had just passed like the day before I sent that message. And I'm not a problem. And I offered to send this back. They didn't want it back. She said they would, because they had to close the store while they did the funeral stuff. So when he gets back to working, he will send me a replacement with the right stuff. And of course, I told her there's no rush. It's not an emergency. whenever he gets to it, that's fine. And of course, my deepest condolences. Well, he got right back to it and made me one with it all together like I wanted. Both of them are great. They're nice and sturdy. I'm happy. I already have a small one from Amy. Amy loves toads, but she's not making them anymore. So I had to find and I'd rather do it from somebody that's here instead of get it transferred over from the UK. You know, the shipping's like $9. I was looking. The prices are comparable. It's pretty much the same with the shipping. And that wood's actually better. I mean, slightly heavier, but also sturdier. Plus, the personalization is free. It's not an extra charge for personalization. You put it whatever you want on it. I'm down for that. Need a little bit more coffee. Now, I have a few more things that I got. First thing, did you know? If you didn't, I mean, you should. If you follow a lot of cross stitch on Facebook, then you probably do. But just in case you missed it, Primitive Needle, the Primitive Needle, the one that's been out of print forever because unfortunately the designer had passed away. Well, the daughter has been talking about redoing she can't print out from, they can't get to they don't have access, or there's something wrong with the computer and they can't get to the program. That program's not made anymore. The files aren't there, but she has all of the originals. So what she's decided is to go ahead into a different program and make the charts all over again. This is a slow process. She is a mother. You know, she's got kids and a life and a job, and so she's doing it. If you are a Primitive Needle or a Prim Stitcher, go ahead and look up the Primitive Needle on Facebook. She also has the link to the actual website because she's got charts available now. She just released them. For Mother's Day, she actually releases Witch's Hollow. So, of course, I messaged Jess and I said, hey, so how many out of print, overly expensive Primitive Needles do you have? Because 9 times out of 10, if Jess buys it at the inflated price because it's out of print, it will come back into circulation again. And she actually did not buy any that are an overinflated price, but she said, and I said, well, are you going to get any? Because I want to, let's do a stitch along. Now, we have not set anything in stone at this point, but we are flirting with the idea, which is probably going to happen, but we haven't had a date or anything. So, if you are interested, you have time, get yourself a Primitive Needle chart. I bought Simply Live, and it says, live simply that others may simply live. And we really need this right now. We really need this right now. With everybody fighting, all the infighting, we really need this right now. So I believe in us, and we will start sometime in October. I will come back with more details once we hash them out. Now, Jess's response was, I'd be definitely interested if they release Witch's Hollow. Hours later, after that statement was made, Jess sends me another message with a link to the fact that Witch's Hollow was released. So, she's in. She's in. There are a couple other people that I know that have bought some since then. So, I figure at least a start along, even if it's not a stitch along, a start along of the Primitive Needle of your choice. If you happen to have a Primitive Needle, you can start that. If you buy a new one, you could start that. If you have one going, you can stitch along with this. I just don't know when in October. Like I said, if I come up with more details, I will let you know, and I'm sure Jess would say something on her channel, along with any other Flosstubers that might join. So I will let you know. I don't have a hashtag for it. I just know that we were scurrying to go see what was released first. And she's got a good amount of them, and she's slowly working on more. If you have any that are your absolute favorites, go ahead and go on our website and I think you can do like a contact us thing and ask. I'm sure she's going by the most, you know, what she has available according to her time and probably what's most requested. She did do Black Sky, and if anybody wants that one. And obviously Witch's Hollow, and I know Hoodoo Voodoo is on there, and there's a couple of them. So go ahead and check it out. So that's going to be a thing. I need to kit that up. I don't know how I want to kit. It's going to be a stitch from stash. I know I have plenty of fabrics that I can choose from, and a whole bunch of, I don't know, Silks for You or something like that. Or Vicky Clayton silks that I could use. Now, Akio Whip, Kevin. Kevin has been stitching on, or has finished. Did he finish it? The Black Pearl. And I have looked at it, and I have resisted, and that's when I started my my one from Cricket Collection. Why can't I remember what it was? Poltergeist? Pirates? I can't remember if the Poltergeist... No, Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew. So I started Skeleton Crew, trying to stave off the fact that I don't need to buy yet another ship pattern, but apparently I did, because then Witchy Stitcher had a sale, and I have now bought the Black Pearl. It's monochromatic. I love a good monochromatic. I have black silk. Again, black silk. And I'm sure I have a fabric that I could put it on. I don't know if I'd copy this fabric. I don't mind it, but I need to look at see what I have. So I'm not mad. I got it on sale. And I had also joined the Witchy Stitcher Patreon, and this month's chart came out. Well, chart came out. And I'm very happy with a Graveyard Wander. Look how good that is. Love that. Now, if you are part of the Patreon, you can get charts for a discounted price that are in her files there. And I don't want to do all of the tarot cards. I want to do some of them. So I picked a couple at $4 a piece, because that's cheaper than on the website. And one of them was the Sun, because Flamingo. And the other one, I actually printed out the whole thing by accident instead of just the cover page, and that is the Lovers. Now, I do like these. The only thing is, some of them are a little bit too busy for me. So what I was talking to Gina the other day, and I was thinking I need to take out some of the things in here. It's just too much for me. And peace sign's great. It's not me. So I think what I'm going to do, and Gina agreed that maybe I'll take out the peace sign, take out some of these little stars things, and move the hearts up. Love the dolphins, love the heart, the cat. So it's just some of the little fiddly things I'll probably take out, but I really do like that overall. And then, it's all Kate's fault. Kate from Fickle Stitches, although she denies it. But it is her fault. She introduced me to a new full coverage designer. Do I need to do full coverage? Do I have any business doing full coverages, since I barely finish a page on any of it? Like, I finished one whole page on one full coverage, yet I don't mind starting them and having a corner here and a corner there. It is what it is, guys, right? It's my stitching. It is. So Kate says, oh, look at this, Mother Earth and or Mother Nature, and oh my God, so shows it to me. Then I go look at Stitches So Beautiful, which is a website, Stitches So Beautiful, and I start looking, and I love the site. I love that there's so many full coverages you can go. I love that there's a gallery where there's actually finished full coverages that show you that they do look really good and not pixelated and crappy. So I had to get at least one. There was a sale. It was Mother's Day weekend. It was Thanks Mom was the code. It ended, I think, on Sunday. But I got half off. Now, did I buy 2 charts? Almost. But I took it a half off as a half off, and I got one. I was torn between Mother Nature and Springtime Splendor. Springtime Splendor won. I mean, she's a redhead. Hello. And I really like I don't know. I just like the whole thing. It's different from any other one that I'm doing. And I want to try, that's the thing. I mean, yes, there's Heaven Earth Designs. They have a lot of patterns. Again, my Sierra Marchetti. But I want to try different full coverage designers, because their techniques are different and their pictures are different. So that's why I've been looking around. And I think I mean, Artisty's good. I have an Artisty. I find that unless they do the really, really large ones, they do end up looking a little bit more pixelated. But they're not horrible. I'm not putting them down. Tilton Crafts is out there. Charting Creations is out there. I'm not into the Jasmine Beckett Griffith ones, the big-eyed girls. I don't, that's not my aesthetic. As eclectic as I am, that's not my aesthetic. So, anyway, all that to say, I loved so many. So, first of all, this designer, Anna Diaz, excellent. And she's the one that did the Mother Nature. I went through and on the virtual stitchers, I took a screenshot of a couple of the designs shown, because I wanted them to see that there weren't just like a whole bunch of dragons, or weren't just a whole bunch of girls with big eyes, or just, and plus a bonus for my friends of color, there are people of color. It's not whitewashed. So check it out. If you're looking for a full coverage that doesn't have just another white person in it, this is your place to go. There are beautiful ones in there. There's one, has this gorgeous little girl in there. Oh my goodness. Check it out. Check it out. I will put the link below. I will try to remember to put all the links below for the places where I bought all the stuff. And I think that's all I've got. Finally, I'm sure this is over an hour now. Sorry. Not sorry, because I actually stitched. Tonight, my plans, I'm going to tackle this. I don't know if I'm going to get it done, guys. I don't know if I'll get it done this month. I don't know if I'm going to get burnout. I have no promises, but there's potential. There's potential. Look, I've got 1 through 5 here. I've got to put 0 in. 0 on down. So, I have numbers to go at the top, another column here, and numbers, and a flower pot with flowers. It's a lot of stitching, don't get me wrong. Potential's there though, so let's just say I'll try to get done as much as I can before I run out of steam, because I still have plenty of time to get goals finished. That's another thing, because I did so well starting at the month. I have time to get goals finished. My whip goes done except for 1 FFO. I have to stitch on Seaworthy Sampler and Limited Edition. Those are my 2 categories. And then I need to stitch on Animal Magnetism. And I thought, okay, I thought I stitched on Put a Bird on it since my last video, and I probably did. I just don't see it right now, so you'll just see more progress some other time, because I'm not, where did it go? Here. Okay, I found it. I am doing 2 colors for Big Blue. Yeah, I did stitch on it since then, because I put a bunch of stitches in. I put almost 1,000 stitches in. So who knew? If you stayed till the end, you're seeing bonus content. Because look, I added a second purple because it's so large, and you could clearly see that there was more than just, this was a motif in its own, and it was just filled in by other motifs. So this is Lilac Mist. That is also Lilac Mist. These are by Vicky Clayton Silks. It's just a different tone of this color. It's a deeper, darker tone. So that's what I decided to do. I decided to put these big flowers and stems in the lighter one, And then the darker one's going to be the outer flower, inner flower, and inner motif that these surround. And it's sort of like this because I was just sort of going to the next one that was close by, so I don't have to count that much and mess up. And then I was running out of space down here with where the nerge was, so I was just doing the top parts. I'm not mad with it. I did a good bit. I didn't finish it this month. I have time to go back. We will see. I have not worked on animal magnetism. I have not finished this, and then I have two more categories plus an FFO, and I might have a new start. Oh, by the way, that Springtime Splendor, I started kitting it already. I had a piece of fabric. It's 22 count Aida. I started pulling the threads because there's 117 colors. So I started pulling the threads. I'm not done. I'm about halfway through it. It's a lot. I have all the colors, believe it or not. I haven't had one empty slot yet on the colors. I'm just looking around to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Oh, and just in case, I did do my nails a little bit more of a spring color again, and the color is Oslo and Steady. And again, that is Color Street. I get my Color Street from Jen Upton, and that's it. I'm done. I have some cleaning up to do, and then I have some stitching to do tonight. Yay me. I also have ironing. Oh my goodness, guys, bags. I finally cut all the fabric, and then I needed to cut fleece, and my back started bothering me. I could only stand up for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Sometimes it's not even that long without my back hurting or starting to shake. So I'm trying to get things done. I finally got all the fabric done. I cut fleece last night. I still have to cut vinyl, but I decided I will, because I can sit in iron, so I'm going to sit and iron, and I just didn't get that done today. So I am working on the bags. And then I have already picked out fabric for my next batch, because I try to do that ahead of time, which I'll release the new options once I get closer to getting full in on these ones. So I'll be working on bags over the next 2 weeks. Hopefully they'll be done by my next video. All right. I hope everyone's doing well. And it's May. That means kids are getting out of school. So if you have any kids, good luck with this summer. And Memorial Day in the U.S. That's going to be a holiday before I come back. So, yeah, you know. Grill with safety and stay away from the fireworks. I hope everyone's doing well. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine.